things are going to happen in your life. But remember this, life is 10% what happens to you. It's 90% what you do about it. You can stop complaining about life is unfair to me. No, it ain't. It's just life. In life, it is going to happen to you. But you have to go on. You have to find the strength from somewhere. If you don't have the strength, let me tell you something. God does have it. God is the provider of everything. Let me tell you something. If it wasn't for my faith, I ain't standing here today. I'm going to just flat out tell you that. And listen to me. You're talking to a hood cat. I come from nothing. The reason I'm here is because my mama was a Sunday school teacher for 40 years when she died. When my mama died, let me tell you something. The church was packed. The church was packed. I was sitting on the front row just crying. My mama's death was the worst period of my life. I felt nothing like it ever before. When she passed, I thought I was going to die. What helps me handle grief is what the pastor said to me that day. He said, think of all the things your mother taught you. Think of all the great moments you had with her. Then he said, look at these people in here. And as he was sitting there, me and my brothers and sisters, we started smiling. He said, what I'm trying to get you to understand is, in your darkest moment, think of all the great moments you had with her. Joy and depression cannot reside in the same space. After that, I applied that theory to my life, that joy and depression cannot reside in the same space.
When the challenges of life come your way, you've got to find ways to increase your sense of self-appreciation, because if you don't, you're bombarded with negative stuff every day that beats you down, and you will find yourself unconsciously engaged in self-destructive behavior. If you don't program yourself, life will program you. You don't have to force yourself or motivate yourself to think negatively, to be depressed, to hate somebody, to want revenge, to want to get back at somebody, to beat yourself up over the head, to feel loaded with guilt. You don't have to make any effort to do that. Your mind is on automatic. It will do that by itself. But if you want to begin to move into your own personal greatness, if you want to begin to really enjoy a happy, successful, healthy life, you've got to be willing to go against the tide. You've got to be willing to harness your will and say, in spite of this, I'm in control here. I'm not going to let this get me down. I'm not going to let this destroy me. I'm coming back, and I'll be stronger and better because of it.
You don't see things in your life as they are. You see things in life as you are. And so the more you alter you, the more you begin to see things differently. What's amazing about this is we control who we are by what we think about.
I've learned so much in life. I had to change what I was thinking 2 years ago. I work all the time. And I found myself, I found myself starting to get a little run down. I started getting real fatigued. And I started noticing that I was starting to talk about my workload. And one day I caught myself. Somebody sent me something, because I was just talking about how much I got to do, how I'm always tired, and how I'm always beat down, and I'm woe down. And somebody sent me something that changed my whole life. You know what they sent me? The plaque said, I can't complain about all that's on my plate when my whole goal was to eat.
You have got to make a declaration that this is what you stand for. You're standing up for your dreams. You're standing up for peace of mind. You're standing up for health. You want it, and you're going to go all out to have it. It's not going to be easy. When you want to change, it's not easy. If it were in fact easy, everybody would do it. But if you're serious, you'll go all out. So yes, I'm going to turn this situation around. I'm not going to sit back and moan and cry over what happened and what went wrong and who did what. I'm going to do something about this situation. The next thing that is important is that expect things to get better for you, because they are. See, life is cyclic. You're not, whatever experience you're having right now, it has not come to stay. It has come to pass. Not to stay, just to pass. It's just going through. The biggest challenge is to know what's happening. This is a part of this thing we call life. This too shall pass. You want your stuff? It's necessary you take responsibility for it, that you make it happen, that you don't give up, that you don't take any objection or disappointment or defeats personally, that you keep on keeping on, that you don't decide that I can't make it because you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, that you realize that's a part of the program. And here's something you've got to resolve.
When you're obsessed with what you want, you begin to hear those conversations. When you're not obsessed, you miss them. Or you'll see something that you wouldn't see. You'll see the prospect. You'll see the situation. You'll see the opportunity. It's literally reveals you. It's almost like the Matrix. It changes our world. This is the power of what we think about. It's the most misunderstood thing in the world. It's literally taking control of your thoughts and pointing it at your life and your goals and your dreams as a weapon to magnetize towards you what you want. So my challenge to you is, number one, get control and be aware of the thoughts that don't serve you and eliminate them by replacement with the thoughts that do serve you. These thoughts are the things that you want in your life. We do that by repetitious thinking, and we do that by programming them in our phone, having some sort of vision board up in our lives. You can put your goals on your mirror in your bathroom, but you've always heard these things before, but you've never understood why they work, so most people don't do it. It works because it reprograms that filter in your mind to begin to find those things in your life. If you don't take control of them and you think you're just going to work your way into it, you will work yet another year, another month, another decade, and that life's going to look an awful lot the same because we become what we think about, and if we don't alter those 9%, our life ends up looking exactly the same. So my challenge to you is to program your RAS, to write those goals down, and to repetitiously program them into your thinking as much as you can.
All of us have things that we're believing for, something that we want to accomplish. Deep down, we know it's a part of our destiny. We can feel it so strongly. But then we hit some setbacks. We didn't get the promotion. The medical report wasn't good. Or a relationship didn't work out. Life has a way of pushing our dreams down. They can become buried under discouragement, buried under past mistakes. There are dreams buried under divorce, buried under low self-esteem. And it's easy to settle for mediocrity even though we have all this potential buried on the inside. But just because you gave up doesn't mean God gave up. Your dream may be buried. The good news is it's still alive. It's not too late to see it come to pass. And we've all been through disappointments and setbacks, and life happens. But instead of remembering the hurt, the pain, what didn't work out, the key to reaching your destiny is you have to remember your dream. Remember what God promised you. Remember what He whispered to you in the middle of the night. The scripture calls it the secret petitions of our heart. Things you haven't told anybody about. It may seem impossible. Every voice tells you it's not going to happen. You've been pushing it down, but God is saying, what I promised you, I'm still going to do. I spoke it to you. It may not have happened yet, but I am true to my word. It is on the way. If you'll do your part and start believing again, get your passion back, God is going to resurrect what you thought was dead. Dreams that you've given up on. You tried, it didn't work out, it's been so long, they're going to suddenly come back to life. Problems that looked permanent, going to suddenly turn around. What should have taken years, God's going to do in a fraction of the time. He hasn't changed His mind. He has the final say. Now, don't let circumstances talk you out of it. You may not understand why a business didn't make it, why a person walked away, why you came down with an illness. You were doing the right thing, but the wrong thing happened. It's all a part of the process. Every disappointment, every delay, every closed door, it's not just a setback, it's a setup for God to get you to where you're supposed to be. And it may be taking a long time, may look impossible. All it takes is one touch of God's favor. What are you remembering? The hurt, the pain, what didn't work out? Turn it around and remember your dream. What has God put in your heart? What did you used to be excited about? Now you think it's been too long, it's too big, it's not possible. You don't think you could write the book, finish school, see a marriage restored, start the business, get your passion back. You have not missed your opportunity. You have not had too many bad breaks. You're not lacking. You didn't get shortchanged. When God breathed life into you, He put in you everything you need to fulfill your destiny. People can't stop you. Bad breaks, disappointments, loss, the Most High God is on your side.